6:30. At this time, I'd like to open up the Administrative Services Committee meeting for Monday, February 5th, 2018. Please call the roll.
Councilor Corradino.
Here.
Councilor DeMasi.
Here.
Councilor Hill.
Here.
Councilor Tesserero.
Here.
Councilor Wilmot.
Here.
We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
At this time, I'd like a motion to approve the minutes of January 16th, 2018 committee meeting. Councilor Tesoriero. Councilor Hill.
Councilor Corradino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMasi.
Yes.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Tesserero.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes. And moving on to any old business. Anybody have any items they want to discuss for old business? Seeing none, moving right on to new business under authorization. Item number 1. The Purchasing Department states the agreement with Dyson Krupp Elevator, TKE, for the maintenance of the city elevators has expired, and TKE has proposed a 1-year term extension with a 3.28% increase over the 2017 contract rates. One of the elevators at the Conway building will be undergoing refurbishment in 2018 and therefore is not included in the attached proposal. The proposed term extension will end on December 31st, 2018. Is there anybody here that can talk about this, to add anything else? I don't see anybody. This is pretty cut and dry from our point of view. We have to maintain the elevators, and the increase in the contract is 3.8. Seems fair. Any comments or questions from the council? Seeing none, can I have a motion? Kevin Hill.
Councilor Corradino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMasi.
Yes.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Tesserero.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes. Item number 2, Thomas Kells, DPW Commissioner, is proposing the attached fee schedule for charter boat dockage at the city-operated marinas, as well as the cost of removal of the fish cleaning station fee of $1 per fish be approved. Mr. Kells is also requesting a $100 refund for boaters who dock at the city marina or operated marinas during the 2017 season and were without power because of safety reasons. The voters will have the option of receiving a $100 discount on their 2018 slip or receive a check in the amount of $100 if not returning this season. And again, is there anybody here that wants to add to this? I know everybody on the committee did get their packet and got the attachments. Are there any concerns, questions? I do know that the $1 per fish charge was instituted last year in the council, and it wasn't very popular. And it turns out the feedback that I got that it wasn't really user-friendly and people didn't like it. So I think deleting that would be a good idea. And I also know, because I got a lot of calls from people about the marina, there were people that could use they didn't have power or water. I think it was mostly power because of the flooding situation. So they certainly are entitled to some kind of discount. Anything else? Yes.
No, just wondering how we came up with the $100.
Good question. We should ask Mr. Kells.
The slips that are non-power versus power slips, the $200 difference, and we're also going to have to use
Let me see. Anything else in that? Don't see anything else. Any concerns? Any other concerns? Questions? None. Tesoriero?
Councilor Corradino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMasi.
Yes.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Tesserero.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Item number 3. The Mayor's Office has received a request from the Oswego Yacht Club for permission to host the National Hospice Regatta Championship from August 16th to the 19th, 2018. The Oswego Yacht Club is also requesting several fee waivers for this event, along with various uses of public space. And is there anybody here from the Yacht Club that would like to speak? Yes. Come right up to the microphone, please. To the podium.
Good evening.
State your
My name is Mike Anderson. I'm the past Commodore of the Oswego Yacht Club. I'm not sure I have anything really to say. I'm just, if you have any questions about, we have another request on the other section of the agenda, and I think that there's some clarification that needs to be done on that one. If anybody has any questions on this one, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Yes, reading here, several fee waivers. What are the fee waivers?
What the fee waivers are is, we did this last year, and every year we do the regional hospice regatta, and last year they asked us to do their national championship, and we brought in teams from all over the country. And the fee waivers we have are, we pay, whenever we do a regatta, we pay $10 a boat to the city for use of our, actually for use of our own dock. They waive that for a regional hospice regatta because we're actually raising funds for hospice. And they did that also for the national hospice regatta. There's a couple of slips in there. We have what we call a principal race officer, and he's coming in from out of town, and he does this for nothing. So we're asking to give him a slip for the couple of days that it's there. We're asking, we run a J24 regatta the weekend before, and a lot of those sailors that own the J24s, they leave their boats so that we can use them. What we do is the regatta set up to be 15 boats, all the same boat, so they're all J24s. And the way we achieve that is we have 6 or 7 in our club, but we also have 7 or 8 that we have other sailors donate to us for the week to be able to use. So we're asking to be able to park them on the pier with the other dry slip boats, just for from the time between the Sunday when the one we have ends to the following Monday after the hospice regatta, so they can come back and get their boats. Trying to see if there's anything else. Oh, and we also have a race committee boat that comes in from SOTUS, and they come down, they bring a boat down to help us because we need more than 2 boats to be able to run the regatta, so we're asking for a slip for them too. So, yep.
There's one other thing I just wanted to clarify.
Sure.
That you're looking for the ability to have people camp there?
Not for that regatta.
Next-
If we go to the next section, that's,
Okay.
you know, so if we want to wait till that one
Yeah,
comes
we'll
up.
wait,
Okay.
we'll wait until we get to that one.
Okay.
No camping on this one.
No camping on this one. No. What we do is we put them up either at local hotels that they stay at. A lot of them stay at people's houses that are members of the club, so, when they come in, or B&Bs or things like that.
All right.
So, okay?
Thank you.
All right, I'll be back.
Any other comments? Seeing none, have a motion. Councilor Hill. Councilor Gregorio.
Counselor Corradino.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Tesoriero.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Item number 4, Mayor William J. Barlow Jr. is requesting consideration by the Common Council improving the Office of Economic Development to prepare and submit a grant application for $500,000 to the New York State Affordable Housing Corporation for the Oswego Home Improvement Program. Mr. Mayor?
Thanks, Counselor. This is a program that's designed to help. It's called the Housing Rehab Program. We've applied for it before. It's a program that we run through our Economic Development Office. It's designed to help those up to the 130% average median income threshold. That for Oswego County is $68,000. Family of 4 that makes $74,500 approximately or less are eligible to participate in this program. What it is it's a program where you can come and apply to have improvements done to your house, like siding, window replacement, roof, similar projects like that, in case you can't afford those improvement programs and you meet the criteria. We last applied for this in 2014, which was a $400,000 grant. That ran out in November, so it's time for us to apply again. New York State has allowed us to apply it up to $500,000. The only difference is, before last time this grant was a straight-up grant to participants, 100%. We'd like to incorporate a 75-25 component. That way we can help more. The homeowner gets a little skin in the game. It lets us help more people, more families, so that we can go further with this money.
Thank you. Any questions, Mr. Mayor? questions from the gallery? Seeing none. And a motion? Wilmot, Israel?
Counselor Corradino.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Testerero.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes. And number 5, Randall B. Griffin, Fire Chief, is requesting permission to send the following members of the Oswego Fire Department personnel to the following courses. 1 Personnel Fire Officer, 2 NYS Fire Academy, Montour Falls, New York, February 26, 2018, March 2nd, 2018. 1 Personnel, New York State Building Standards and Codes, 2018, in-service training, the trainer program. New York State Fire Academy, Montour Falls, New York, February 14, 2018. 1 Personnel First Preventer Institute, Adirondack Code Enforcement Officials Association, Lake Placid, New York, March 4th, 2018, March 8th, 2018. Would you like to expand on any of this?
Unless there's any questions. Staff development, and as far as the code, that allows us to do in-house building safety inspectors. So we keep 2 code enforcement officers in the department, that they in turn train us in the department and maintain that certification.
It's already budget.
Training.
Any other questions? Seeing none? Tesorerio?
Counselor Corradino.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Testerero.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes. Chief, item number 6, James Bell, Director of Code Enforcement, requests approval to attend the NYSVOC Center Chapter 13, Central Chapter 13 Annual Education Conference to be held at the Holiday Inn, 441 Electronics Parkway, Liverpool, New York, 13088, April 10th through April 12th, 2018. 24 continuing education credit hours are required annually to maintain the New York State certification as a code enforcement official. Mr. Bell, is he here? I don't see Mr. Bell.
I don't think Jim's here, but I can speak to that.
But maybe you can add anything to this?
Yes, we're required to have 24 hours of continuing education credit, and I believe it's for the 4 code officers, including myself. It would be James Bell, Kurt Miller, and Nick Saturnon, and myself, to go to Liverpool for the continuing education.
It's probably budgeted.
It was budgeted.
Okay. Any other comments or questions for anybody? Massey?
Counselor Corradino.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Testerero.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes. Item number 7, Mayor William J. Barlow Jr. requests authorization for the city chamberlain to continue to transfer from the general fund contingent account A.1990.0460 to CHAPA admin account. Mayor?
This is a transfer to send our new housing administrator for the HUD program to some of the training. This is his first time running a housing administrative plan, so he needs to go. We have that up to, or not to exceed language, because it's a federal training program, so he's going to have to travel quite a bit. I think one's in Atlanta, another one I believe is in Dallas. So once he has your permission to book the tickets, that's why we have the not to exceed. But he has to do the training and get him in to understand the program and run it correctly, obviously.
Any questions? Just a quick comment. I know you probably know the answer to this, but being the HUD program is a federal program, I'm just wondering why they're not helping out with the cost of training.
Other than it's the city administers the program, so we would pay to have city employees trained.
Thank you. Any other comments? Questions? I don't see any other concerns. And motions? Councilor Hill? Councilor Wilmot?
Counselor Corradino.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Testerero.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes. Item number 8, Caroline Anderson, Animal Control Officer, request a transfer from the contingent account A.1990.0460 to the Animal Control Contracted Services account A.3510.0440 in the amount of $10,000 to cover the purchase and implementation of an animal management system through Business Automation Services Incorporated.
This has been a long time coming. The Animal Control Department is still exclusively on paper. We don't have a database for all of our calls and things like that. So this program would mean a lot to the way that the Animal Control Department runs, the way that we can keep track of complaints, and the way that we can run the shelter and have our database. We have an animal come through the door, we can search by, color of the animal and type of the animal. And it's not all in our memories. It's just going to be a lot better than the current system. Business Automation Systems is the same program that the city clerk's office uses. It'd be a completely different module. They have to come and do training and build the module for us, and we would actually have 2 separate modules. It'd be animal control and then an animal shelter module. One thing that's really good about this, because it's the same company, though, is we could link to the city clerk's licensing database. There's a couple different options. One of them, we can just link to it and have it be a read-only program, and then we can also discuss with the clerk's office if they want us to have privileges to edit, if a dog's, owner changes, things like that. But that's going to be up to them, and we'll sit down and meet with the company if you're all in agreement that we can go forward with this. The shelter software itself for 2 workstations is $5,000, and then they have a configuration and installation costs of $900, and the software training $1,200. So the total for the software services is $7,100 just to get us started. The first year of maintenance is $2,400, so it's $9,500 total. However, they do also charge us travel expenses to come and train us. However many times they have to come, so I asked for $10,000.
Questions? Glad to see that you're applying software that will communicate with the city clerk's office. That to me is a win there. Any other questions or comments?
Does that track all the medical expenses and everything straight down the line, so you'll figure it out?
It's not a financial program. It's for it does, complaints. So we'll have like certain things, kind of like the Municity program, where we'll have a certain number of complaints per address, certain number of complaints per person, per name. We would have to look into an additional program for financial tracking, like for how much we pay in vetting and things like that. This is just specifically for complaints and for housing of the animals in the shelter.
Comments? Seeing none?
Counselor Corradino.
Yes.
Counselor DeMasi.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Tesserero.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Item number 9, Randall B. Griffin, Fire Chief, requests permission to have Scribe Electric Incorporated perform miscellaneous electrical work / repairs at the east and west side fire stations. Request transfer of $9,332 from the general fund contingent account A.1990.0460 to the fire department contracted services account A.3410.0440. Would you like to add anything here?
Sure, this was overseas cost associated with the education license system. Right now, we don't have functionality in the fire system. We went on very cost. Phone system in the fire station. Only those here, receptacles that are tied to the generator work. The idea is to put more receptacles in the station based off the generator so that you can see the operation center for the city, which is out the fire station, with that functionality protocol.
Questions for the chief?
Yeah.
Yes, Councilor Gozick.
Yeah, I was just wondering if it had been bid out.
No, all we used was Scribe Electric as a price, and then we'll go from there and work with City Chamberlain to determine the best route.
Basically, ballpark price to start with, to see where we're at, and then we can give
Sure.
That's what you're interested in.
just in general, or? So I guess Scribe Electric already has a contract with the city, has a low bid. Apparently commissioners whispering in my ear, so.
Back here somewhere. Feeding information.
Perfect.
All right, any other questions for the chief or comments? Seeing none, can I have a motion? Councilor Hill?
Councilor Cordino?
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey?
Yes.
Councilor Hill?
Yes.
Councilor Tesorero?
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot?
Yes. Item number 10, Randall B. Griffin, Fire Chief, requests permission to have J&A Mechanical Contractors Incorporated perform building maintenance at the east and west side fire stations. Request transfer of $21,975 from the general fund contingent account A.1990.0460 to the fire department contracted services account A.3410.0440.
So when you came to the fire station early, right before the first of the year, you saw kind of some of the condition, some of the heat that doesn't work. We've been working with the DPW to try to get that stuff repaired. It was deferred in previous administrations, and so we're trying to catch up. So using J&A or another outside provider would catch us up to where the DPW could maintain us after that. But I think there's a lot, as you saw that day, there's a lot of work to be done in both stations. We just put a new boiler in the west side. There's a lot of heat pumps in the east side that don't work, and so this would kind of catch us up.
Councilor Cordino?
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey?
Yes.
Councilor Hill?
Yes.
Councilor Tesorero?
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot?
Yes. Item number 11, Mayor William J. Barlow Jr. requests a discussion regarding the West Side Waterfront Enhancement Project that was awarded $590,000 grant funding for the local waterfront revitalization program. Mayor Barlow?
Thank you, Councilor. This is from the 2016 CFA Awards, where we won this grant as one of our CFA, which was one of our CFA applications. It's for $1.2 million in waterfront projects and enhancements. The grant is a 50-50 match, so I'm asking the council to put up our 50%, which is $590,000. The projects identified in this grant application was the lower, this is going back to my State of the City speech last week, the Lower Harbor Trail, the Oswego River Dockage, which is the river dockage going in near the Cahill Building and Veteran Stage, the marina fuel system that we identified in our comprehensive waterfront feasibility study, the lighthouse restoration for more renovations and improvements to the lighthouse, and the elevated beach on the Wrights Landing Pier. They're the 5 projects. The timeline for the Harbor Trail, the river dockage, and the lighthouse is the Harbor Trail and lighthouse later this summer. The fuel system will be more towards the end of summer after boating season's complete, so we don't disrupt what's going on in the marina then. And the only other part is for the Harbor Trail. During my speech, I said we will tap 3 different funding sources. About $80,000 out of the LWRP, which is this grant, is earmarked for the improvements to the Harbor Trail. We have another grant that we got through Senator Ritchie, where we are allocating $45,000 to the improvements to the Harbor Trail. All told, that project is budgeted for about $150,000. So that just leaves a balance between those 2 funding sources. The gap is still about $25,000. So I'll ask that just keep that in mind when you pass this tonight, that once we start to execute that project and go towards moving a contract to get that project going, that you just keep in mind that we have about a $25,000 gap, so I'll likely ask for $25,000 when we move forward on that project.
Thank you. Seeing none, can I have a motion?
Councilor Cordino?
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey?
Yes.
Councilor Hill?
Yes.
Councilor Tesorero?
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot?
Yes. I believe that's the last item for this committee. Are there any other issues, old business? Seeing none, can I have a motion to adjourn? Massey?
Counselor Corradino.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey. Yes. Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Tesorero.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
At this time, I'd like to call the Physical Services Committee meeting for February 5th, 2018 to order. Please call the roll.
Counselor Hill.
Here.
Counselor Wilmot. Counselor DeMassey.
Here.
Counselor Gozick.
Here.
Could I please have a motion to approve the minutes of the January 16th meeting?
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Is there any old business to come before this committee? Seeing none, we'll move on to new business. Under authorizations, Thomas Kells, DPW Commissioner, received a request from Janine Regan and Rosalia Secor to place a memorial bench in Brightbeck Park in memory of Ms. Secor's sister, Lisa Secor. Is there anyone to speak to this? Any comment?
They already have a place for it?
This one, I don't believe so. I know we've been working with him.
He's working.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've already
Always a
communicated-
good
they've
thing anyways.
communicated back and forth.
Okay. Good to go.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot. Yes. Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Thomas Kells, DPW Commissioner, received communication from Harbor Festivals, Inc., stating Oswego Harbor Fest 2018 will be held Thursday, July 26th through Sunday, July 29th, 2018. Harbor Festivals, Inc. is requesting the use of the city locations listed in the attached correspondence for the specified dates at no cost. Is there someone here to speak to this? Commissioner Kells, go ahead. Have you had a chance to review the Harbor Fest request? Yeah. Was there anything in it that was different or just pretty standard? Yep.
Well, let me ask my question. I understood that there was some issues with helicopters during Harbor Fest. I understand there were some issues with helicopters during Harbor Fest, and my ward is pretty far from Brightbeck Park. I got complaints about that. I'm just wondering, do you know if we're thinking about helicopters again this spring?
That was cool.
Can you share that with me? Well, it's, I think it's something that we should ask them. It's too bad there's nobody here from to ask if they were planning on that, because those phone calls that I got, people were pretty upset getting those those calls. I understood what they were talking about. I could hardly hear them on the phone because of the helicopter. So I would hope that we had some say in whether that event or venue is used again. So is there, and if we approve this tonight and it goes to full council, I would hope that we'd have some more clarification between now and next Monday.
I was just going to say, I don't know if this applies, but let me say we're going to come back July 1st. I know
I just think it's a question that should be asked. Whenever that is correct, whether it's this week, next Monday, or at that meeting, this week we should ask that question. It was disruptive. Okay, that's all I got.
I think we already had a motion.
I didn't catch who made it.
Linda?
Thank you. Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
The Mayor's Office has received a request from the Oswego Yacht Club for permission to host the Niagara Frontier District Thistle Regatta to be held June 8th through the 10th, 2018. The Oswego Yacht Club is requesting use of the Oswego Yacht Club deck and clubhouse, docks, and Yacht Club hoist. We also wish to designate the north end of the pier for camping of up to 10 small tents and up to 3 RV vehicles.
Yeah, I'm back. I guess the one clarification I would make in here is that the use of our clubhouse docks, our dock and our hoist is kind of that's something we already pretty much have permission for. We're notifying the city that we're running another regatta, because this is not one we've run before. Thistle Regatta is a much smaller boat. It's a 3-person team, and it's really geared towards younger people and families. What we're trying to do is we're trying to bring more people into the sport. We're trying to support people that are younger. A lot of our members are like my age, and we're running out of sailors at some point if we don't start bringing in some of the younger people at some of the local companies that have disposable income to sail. So we're trying to promote these types of programs, which brings us to the Thistle Regatta. We expect we'll probably have 15 to 20 boats for this regatta, much smaller. Like I said, they trailer them in. Several of these people will go home. But our goal is to try to keep it as inexpensive as possible. What they typically do at a lot of these venues is camp. They set up a small tent or maybe like a small van type camper where they'll come in. And I think what we've forecasted is we're probably looking at 5 or 6 pup tents and maybe 1 or 2 of those small camper type RVs. We're trying to keep the cost down. We're trying to make it more attractive. They're looking for a venue for their national regatta probably the following year, which could bring 70 to 100 boats in, which would be huge. At that point, we'll discuss that when we get to that bridge. But that was what our goal was here, to try to keep the cost down and expose our probably one of the best sailing venues around, so to a whole new group of sailors.
What's the maximum number of people you expect to be on the pier at any given time?
Oh, at any given time, with 3-man teams with 15 boats, so 45 crew people and the support. So we're probably, with all of us doing the work, 50 to 75 people at any given time. It's not a big regatta, so.
I just have to ask, Justin, would that fall into a situation where we would look at a safety plan, or is that still small enough that we're okay?
Okay.
Does anyone have any questions?
On the camping, is that something that the county, I don't know, maybe this size is not an issue, but I don't like it. Preliminary information meeting on some of the speedway, even when they had their own camp, they still had to do name. I didn't know if that was something you dealt with before.
Yeah, I don't think so, because we have facilities, we have showers and bathrooms and stuff there. Our intent is to have the tents struck each morning, so they would set them up in the evening, sleep in them, take them down, put them away, set them up again the next night, and that would just be 2 nights and gone. We have no intention of leaving them up there, no campfires, nothing like that. What our goal is to try to, one of Tom Duran, who's running this, he has a house over by where I live on Elizabeth Street. He lives at Whitetail Circle, and he has plenty of space for camping, but our goal is to keep them on the pier, to keep them down there in the city where they're going to wander in for dinner and hang around the pier and enjoy the ambiance and the facilities. So.
Do you anticipate any problems or anybody being out there just paying attention with the drinking and such that goes on during those late evenings and staying right there all night?
You mean from the people that aren't involved in the
Yes.
regatta? No, I don't. Not with this crowd. I mean, it's not a big partying crowd. Like I say, it's mostly families with one of their children, or maybe 2 or 3 teenagers. And we keep a pretty good eye on. We issue wristbands to anybody who's 21 and a different wristband for somebody who's not 21. So we keep a pretty good eye on who's drinking and who's not drinking. It's a public pier, so. We're going to get traffic that's going to wander out there and hang around anyway, but it's certainly not going to be part of our group, and we'll try to isolate them from, anywhere where we think that would be any kind of an issue. Great. Thank you very much.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Goza.
Yes.
Number 4, the city clerk's office has received a request from Elizabeth and Robert McGrath, owners of Spencer's Alley Tavern, located at 124 West 2nd Street, for use of public space in order to host the annual United Way Breakfast Up a Bus program Saturday, July 28th, 2018. Is there anyone to speak to this? This is fairly standard. We do this each year. There's been no issues.
Absolutely. It's a great event.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Number 5, Justin Rudgick, Community Development Director, is requesting the council authorize the mayor and/or director to negotiate and sign contracts in order to secure and promote the bands for the Oswego 2018 Summer Concert Series and organize and manage the Oswego 2018 Independence Day Parade and Festival within the budgeted allocation.
Thank you, Councilor. So as you know, the Community Development Office is, has created the Special Events Committee through the mayor. And so our charge is to really not only streamline the special event process, but to really promote 2 events that happen in the community, and that's the Summer Concert Series and the Independence Day Parade and Festival. So what we're trying to do is get ahead of the game a little bit and be able to seek approval from the council to allow for me and or the mayor to be authorized to sign the necessary contracts and agreements to secure the performers and bands for the Summer Concert Series. I mean, a lot of them are already booking up for the summer, so we want to make sure that we're able to get some of the good name bands. So from a Summer Concert Series, we're looking at 8 shows starting on July 5th, ending on August 30th. Again, the same thing as last year on Thursday evenings. So we're trying to keep it the same, but really trying to really create an atmosphere just like we doing before, but to bring in more diversity, if you will, to try to bring in more bands and et cetera. So we want to be able to have this ability to authorize that. And on the same token, the Community Development Office was authorized by the previous council $40,000 to manage both of those events. And so we just really want your approval to be able to authorize the management of the Summer Concert Series and to be able to move forward with trying to figure out how to best promote the Independence Day Parade and Festival. As we recall, last year we upped our game with the fireworks, so we want to make sure that we can do another outstanding fireworks display, but part of that is through the special event process. We need a 120-day process, and we've been able to streamline that 120 days to 60 days for the fireworks to coordinate with the Coast Guard and et cetera. So the sooner we're able to be authorized to be able to do those kind of things ensures that we have an efficient and effective event for 2018 summer.
Do you already have somebody that's running the parade? Are you hiring out?
No, we don't have anybody running the parade. One of the things that we're looking at this year is essentially looking at the Special Events Committee, and I've been talking with the chief decaler about having OPD help us with the logistics of really the game day of managing the actual parade, and he said there might be an opportunity there. So I'm going to convene the Special Events Committee in the next week or 2 to see if it's possible to manage it by committee. For example, the next event is the St. Patrick's Day Parade, which is the Ancient Order of Hibernians are proposing to do that, so they're doing it by committee. So I wanted to kind of look at that and say if there's an opportunity for the city to do that without paying somebody to manage the event, but at the same time, if push comes to shove, we'll definitely look for somebody to manage it, but it wouldn't be the same event organizer as last year.
If you need help, let me know.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Any questions?
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
And we need a resolution.
Number 6, Justin Rudgick, Community Development Director, received a request from the Ancient Order of Hibernians to organize the St. Patrick's Day Parade for Saturday, March 10, 2018. The special event is scheduled for 1 p.m. beginning on East 1st Street by Alex's, crossing the bridge onto West 1st Street, ending at the parking lot at Wright's Landing Marina on Lake Street. The special event requires road closures and traffic control assistance from the OPD and the DPW.
Thank you. This is pretty self-explanatory. It's a St. Patrick's Day Parade. The only difference is the Ancient Order of Hibernians are proposing to manage it. It's a sense of pride for them. It's part of the community with the Irish community, so they've stepped up to manage it, and they've already started logistics of putting together that event. So I'm just helping to facilitate that process to request approval for road closures and assistance from DPW and OPD for managing that event.
Are you requesting full waivers of all expenses? Or?
They're going to pay for the road closures.
Good.
Well, I was just wondering, would it entail overtime, or is it just only a couple hour event?
I mean, since it's a community event, I talked to the mayor about coordinating with OPD. You know, I talked to the interim chief about that, and the lieutenant Missile about that. So they've been able to work it out with the mayor's office and with myself in terms of ensuring OPD is covered within the process. So.
It was great. It was a success a couple of years ago. People had a lot of fun in it.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
And we need a resolution.
Is there any other business to come before this committee? Seeing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes. This time I'd like to call to order the Planning and Development Committee meeting, Monday, February 5th, 2018. Next, please.
Counselor Tesserero.
Yes.
Counselor
Here.
Corradino.
Here.
Counselor McBrarty.
I would like to give a motion to approve the minutes of the November 20th, 2017 committee meeting. Counselor Cordino? Counselor McBride?
Counselor Tesserero.
Yes.
Counselor Corradino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrarty.
Is there any old business that needs to come before this committee? Okay, we'll go right on to new business. I've got an authorization here. The city clerk's office has received a request from Elizabeth and Robert Graff, owners of Spencer's Alley Tavern, located at 124 West 2nd Street, for variance or permit to operate outside the decibel limits set forth in the noise ordinance in order to have live music at their establishment Friday through Sunday from June 29th through September 9th, 2018. Questions?
I've spoken to St. Evans last year. There were no issues. Ever since they covered the venue, it seems to have taken care of all of the noise complaints. And I've heard nothing from any of the surrounding. I would request we
In turn, reached out to OPD to see if there was any violations last season, and no violations. Yes.
You know, going back 3 years ago, half the room was filled with residents of that area who weren't happy. So I can tell by who's sitting here today that problems have been rectified and there are we can all feel comfortable in asking.
Can I have a Councilor McBride? Councilor Cordino?
Counselor Tesserero.
Yes.
Counselor Corradino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrarty.
Any items? I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Counselor Tesserero.
Yes.
Counselor Corradino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrarty.